Hello for anyone tuning in. Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2024, and figure I've got a little bit of time here. I wanted to dive into the next session for my Star Wars Edge of the Empire Solitaire campaign. This seems like kind of a good way to kick off the new year here with a fresh adventure for our pilot here, and our smuggler, but well, pilot. I suppose I kind of said only because it's on my mind a little bit, in that I used some XP to boost his piloting space up a little bit. I really need to kind of save up a good amount of XP to boost his astrogation, or I need to kind of consider that he seriously needs an astromech droid or some kind of navigator companion. Jax is now flying solo, of course. At the end of the last session, we kind of saw Kay leave. Completely unknown. Yeah, it was definitely not something that was expected. Came about through some rolls, and it just kind of took shape and kind of went with it. And Kay returned to the forest moon of Endor. Disappearing once again from the story, really, before we even got much of a backstory as to how her and Jax kind of connected. So, I mean, I'd like to come back to that at some point. I figure I will do some flashback scenes in time to kind of explain a little bit more as to how Jax got to the starting point of the campaign, right? So, So, last time I felt we kind of wrapped up, or I kind of wrapped up a bunch of... I definitely wrapped up some threads here. One in particular that we do have 4 threads on the go. We still owe Gruck 50,000 credits for whatever Jack's screw-up was. We owe Black Sun a big favor for helping out. There is currently a bounty on Jax. We've been going under the assumption that this has been put on him by Jabba the Hutt. That seems to be the most likely. Jabba's definitely involved, and we know as of a couple sessions ago, Anor Skyrider has been dragged into it and pretty much told, that he's helping, whether he likes it or not. And of course, we still have the Kyber crystals, stashed away in the cargo hold. The Kyber crystals that Jax managed to make everyone on Tatooine believe had been dumped in the desert. So he's still got them, but nobody's really looking for them at the moment. Okay, this will be our third adventure as the campaign, but I don't have a title yet. Quite honestly, I don't really have a sense as to where we're going to start. So I figured we're going to start this adventure just like we would start the campaign. We're going to create a scene and go from there. So I'm just going to kind of flip over to my random event stuff. I'm not going to roll on the random event focus table because I do want it to revolve probably around Jax, probably. But I will I will roll on the meaning table here in a second. So we made an obligation roll. We know his obligations, even though he now has 1 fewer obligation, which was worth 10 points. With K no longer there, that obligation has gone away. It'd be nice to revisit K at some point in the future, but for now, what we're dealing with in terms of obligations it's not coming up anyway. But we still have his debt, and we got this bounty on his head. That's kind of where things are in terms of his obligations as part of the Edge of the Empire mechanics here. But we need a starting point here. So I rolled on the obligation. There was nothing. I'm keeping the chaos factor of 6. This is episode 16, which I've been kind of giving titles as they come to me. Sometimes that's, you've probably noticed if you're watching, sometimes that's during my session. My sessions are a little all over the place, or a lot all over the place. But either way, I figured we're picking up a few months later, so I kind of had it in my head that the initial scenarios there involving Jax It was about 5 years before the Battle of Yavin. I'm thinking we're now like, 6-ish months later, give or take, whatever. So we're a few months later anyway. We did have a lot of time traveling in hyperspace. So I think I didn't really do the math. I think the first 2 scenarios worked out to a couple of months worth of time or so, maybe a little bit more. Let's just kind of figure out our meaning tables here. Oops. I like to record this stuff, so my apologies again. I really want to use real dice doing this, but it means I do not have a double camera setup. But again, this is mostly for my purposes here. I'm just going to close a search I was doing for an image. So we go back here. I've kind of added the ability to have a current location of the driftwood, and I didn't find a generic YT1300 image, but I did throw in a Millennium Falcon, which is close enough here. All right, meaning tables. Action number 1 here is going to be 28. Okay, so we're going to start off with defend. So that's interesting. Action 2, 92. Defend trial. Defend trial. Okay. I think I kind of have some ideas. Defending, so I think maybe we're going to be starting in media res here with a fight going on. Maybe we take this very literally as defending. Pull out the blaster and we're defending. But trial is an interesting one. I'm not thinking something judicial here, but possibly more a trial by whatever. A little more colloquial here, maybe. Let's figure out kind of where we are in terms of our where are we here? Let's turn to... Okay, I gotta turn to my science fiction random tables here, which I have printed out. Where are we? That's kind of what my question really is at the moment, is where are we? Are we in space? Are we on a planet? Are we on a particular type of planet? Let's see if I can find a good here. Defend trial. Well, you know what? Trial could be kind of a test, whatever. So maybe he's defending. A test could be, part of his trial, and really, if we kind of really take that as a very ambiguous word, maybe he's on a run. Maybe he is on some kind of a run. So I got what's called a cargo run table here. Why don't we roll on that? See if we come up with something interesting here. So 39. Cargo run table 39 is okay. Okay. So I can't really use necessarily all of everything involved in this because it really kind of connects in a lot of ways to Earth, right? So really what I'm looking at on the cargo runs table is taking 40 metric tons of carnival items and magic tricks, which is kind of not a lot of smuggling involved in this. This is a much more legitimate kind of job, I think. So it's Narvik Pur to New Tasmania. Doesn't make a lot of sense here. His employer is a guy named Hellman Chang. Sure. Why don't we start with there? Why don't we try to find out? And also, we're going to have, as we're kind of arriving, we do have a complication in whatever system we're going to be in here, in that is it a massive solar flare occurs as the driftwood approaches the system. I'm going to say approaches the planet. Alright, so where are we here? So let's find out a little bit about Hellman Chang here. I'm going to use Yoon to find out about Hellman Chang. So we got our NPC modifiers here. Let's start with that. 86. A conniving. And now for our noun. 11. Drifter. A conniving drifter. That says carny to me. Carny? Really kind of suggests, yeah. So maybe we're not necessarily hauling, for just 40 tons of carnival items and magic tricks. Maybe there's a little more baked into that. Power level here. 88. Slightly stronger than Jax. All right, fair enough. His motivation. Once again, so on the verb we got 84. Operate. And the motivation noun 96. Kind of fits. Operate magic. All right. Hellman runs a carnival with a focus on stage magic. Maybe a little odd for Star Wars, but okay, that's fine. So this is kind of where we're at. This is who the employer is here. Are we dealing with anything truly illicit? I'm thinking, yeah, baked within these carnival items, there probably is. I'm going to get myself over to our to our fate table. For some reason, even though I've got it marked, I always forget to grab the mark. Okay, our fate table. So do we have, what's more about the job? Alright, so Jax is hauling dozens of crates of carnival and magic items, right? Stage magic. Let's make that stage magic items for Hellman. We don't really have a location yet, but we're probably, are we on the outer rim? We're on Chaos Factor 6. I'll just ask, it's a 50-50 chance. Are we in the outer rim? 29. Yes, we're in the outer rim. That's our destination anyway. That doesn't mean we started in the outer rim. I'm thinking maybe we started from like the inner rim. Inner rim to outer rim. So he's trying to move stuff out further. So let's kind of zoom in here. We got our inner rim stuff here. What do we know about some of these areas here? Our inner rim. I'll admit I don't know a lot of these planets or these systems here, but I'm thinking maybe we were somewhere. So inner rim. What's Thyphera? Let's find out. One cool thing about all this, of course, is we get to look up a whole bunch of stuff about Star Wars as we're going along. So Thyphera, what do we got here? So on trade route, the Vratic species who invented the substance Bacta. Interesting. So this is kind of the home of Bacta, more or less. So they'll discover the Bacta, exploited the species addiction, sold the substance to the public. Wow, that sounds very colonial, doesn't it? Sure. Maybe this is where he's hauling stuff from So Thifera 2. Now we're going to be going for the outer rim. Let's find an outer rim planet. So maybe we're not hauling it too far. Let's even say we're going to be hauling it along the rim of trade route. And we're going to kind of move into the outer rim here. So we got mid rim, we got outer rim. Dagobah, no. Triton. What's Triton? Do we have this as a... Whoop. Hello. Astronomical object. Okay. Very little information. What did it say in Legends? What was Triton? Almost lifeless planet. Okay, so Triton is not... I'm going to kind of stick with this. Triton is really probably not a place. Or could it be Triton? Maybe he's not hauling it off to his next... his next spot for a carnival. Maybe he's meeting up with maybe he's just kind of moving items. But let's check one more thing here, because this is our line. We also have Eriadu. Let's see what Eriadu might be. Major mountains, jungles. Chief industry and export revolved around Lomite, or this seems like a possible place that he could be. This seems a little more likely, so let's do that. Eriadu. He's transporting to Eriadu. Setting up his next carnival stop. Right, like his next show. But he needs someone to haul it for some reason. He doesn't know why it made, and that's why I'm thinking. Yeah, there's probably something illicit buried within there. So if Jax gets caught, Hellman can kind of make make a case that he didn't know Jax was clearly transporting this stuff, transporting his cargo for him, so that he could transport illicit goods as well. What is Hellman? Is he human? Let's just go with a 50-50 on that. Yes, he is. He's human. Just to make note of that. I'm thinking a guy probably probably around in his 40s, and probably eccentric due to his odd occupation here, right? All right, we've only kind of set up part of the information here, but we need to kind of know what's going on. So I'm thinking, has Jax run afoul of somebody in the system, or Jax run afoul of somebody kind of looking for this cargo? Maybe they know what it is. So let's just deal with it. Is there an illicit cargo that Jax maybe just doesn't know at the moment? I'm saying that very likely. Chaos factor is 696. No, there's not. No illicit cargo within the carnival items. So actually, what exactly is going on? So maybe Hellman's actually got an enemy. Maybe that's what it is. So what do we got here? We have a setup. Jax is transporting all of this stuff. I'm thinking Hellman has enemies who are trying to take this stuff from him. Maybe that makes sense. I'm thinking, yeah, that's, I think, where we're going to kind of go. Our scene is we haven't done a space battle yet. I'm not sure I really want to at the moment either. So we're going to kind of put this on the... We'll just fix this here. So the scene, which is actually scene 31, really, actually, in total. Eriadu spaceport. Yeah, makes sense. So we're just going to kind of figure this out here. So do we have thugs? Do a quick search here. What do we have in terms of thugs? Human and Aqualish thug. Here we go. So we can take this. Now let's deal with this here. We know we're on Eriadu. We can make some modifications here. Kill that. That there. I'm not going to worry about the image at the moment. Okay. Sure. Jax is probably unloading cargo onto the Eriadu dock, in the spaceport. Okay, not great wording, but so we're on the Eriadu spaceport. Jax is currently unloading the crates, off the driftwood. They're all on repulsors, so he's slowly just kind of taking them off, unloading them into the docking bay. Where eventually Hellman's men are going to be gonna be arriving to take possession of the items. Cargo. In the end, yeah, kind of, but turns out Hellman has enemies. Has a rival carnival worker who happens to be on Eriadu as well. While Jax is unloading, how many of these men? Maybe 3? Is it 3? I'll say 53. If it's not 3, I'm afraid that it might be more. 3 plus the chaos factor of 6. That is a 0-6. Absolutely, definitely 3 men. 3 human thugs arrive at the docking bay. So poor Jax. We're dealing with so okay, let's make sure we kind of got 3 of these adversaries here. So these guys are minions. So we're going to be dealing with a wound threshold that's going to be for the 3 of them the way we're going to deal with it, right? So the 3 going to be 18 in total for the not Hellman's thugs, the rivals thugs. Wound threshold of 18. Jax is busy kind of taking cargo off the driftwood. What do we know about Eriadu here? Eriadu is a terrestrial planet. Definitely kind of got the similar biomes, by the looks of it, to Earth, jungles and mountains. Yeah, sure, okay. We won't worry about a point of interest. Chances are this is probably the main city here or something, so that's probably where the spaceport is. We got different types of flora and fauna here. Eriadu City is probably actually where we are. I'm just going to make some modifications here. The Eriadu City spaceport is where we are. Jax has taken maybe about half the cargo off the ship when the docking bay, personnel door opens, and three guys step through, and Jax kind of takes a look at them, and they don't look overly happy. Perception. Let's give Jax a quick perception roll here with one purple die, just to kind of get a sense as if he notices something is off. 2 successes, but a threat. Okay. We got a perception roll. 1 threat. Okay. The threat is going to be that even though Jack sees them coming, realizes that something's off, they're going to be upon him before he can draw his blaster to defend himself. And they kind of quickly are walking up. Big goon types, moving forward quickly. One guy with 2 kind of almost kind of flanking and just behind him, and he walks up and he grabs Jax and by the collar. Tell Hellman this is what he gets for whatever. I don't know. Yeah, let's try that again. So he grabs Jax by the collar. What did Hellman? What does he hate Hellman? Tell Hellman his days are over. His business is done. And let's roll initiative right there, because I think these guys are gonna. I think these guys, their plan is to steal some cargo, give Jax a beating. Not kill him, but give him a bit of a beating. Jax doesn't know this yet, but they haven't drawn weapons, so we're going to come over here to Jax. We're going to roll an initiative here. Seeing as Jax made his success, he is going to be prepared, I believe. So we are going to be rolling. I don't know how I just cannot keep this straight in my head for whatever reason. We're going to flip to my cheat sheet here. Cool is if it's expected. Sorry. Okay. Cool. 2 green dice. 3 advantages. Okay. Initiative for the thugs. Too far. These guys, what are we dealing with in terms of, do they even have cool? They don't even have a cool. Cool, however, is a presence roll, so they're going to roll one green. 0. Nothing whatsoever. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go PC, then NPC. Jax, as the guy grabs hold of Jax's collar, Jax realizes, just kind of, the guy's big, lumbering, whatever, but not overly bright, clearly, and not ready for someone who may be ready for a fight. As he kind of, he grabbed hold of Jax's collar, reached out, and goes try to lift him up. And Jax's arms are just fine. You know, he was just operating a repulsor lift, but he's just gonna sucker punch the guy. Well, sucker punch. Is it really a sucker punch in this kind of case? He's just gonna just punch the guy right in the ribs. Melee. Brawl. Brawl is what we're dealing with here. Was there really an advantage to this? Yeah, you know what? Just due to the advantage, I'm going to give him a blue die. He had 3 advantage on there, so he was really prepared. Has already been tightening his fist and getting ready to hit this guy. At the same time, however, I'm going to... okay. So one of the guys grabs Jax by the collar. I'm just kind of, you know, making my notes here. We're going to we're going to spend the one dark side point. So we're going to. Sorry, it should be 2 purple, so we're going to bump one of those purple to a red die. Because it's always, I remember this from from listening to Tabletop Squadron, it's always 2 purple for a brawl or melee attack. So what we're going to actually be rolling now is 3 green, 1 blue, 1 purple, and 1 red. And the red, really, I'm spending that dark side point due to the fact that Jax is kind of a little outmatched, maybe, and definitely, well, definitely taken by surprise. So Jax is going to try to give him a good shot here. What do we got here? We're going to end up with... punches, 1 failure, but 1 advantage. So he punches, but he hits nothing but solid muscle, not doing anything whatsoever. Muscle. And the guy, so, you know, the guy goes, "You're gonna pay for that one!" And he hurls Jax. You know, we're gonna make this a melee attack. Brawl attack. So he hurls Jax, you know, over towards his, you know, just kind of turns and throws. Definitely intending on hurting him, and pushing him towards the other guys so they can all kind of get into a bit of a, you know, so they can all kind of take their shots at Jax here. I just noticed the colors are going a little weird with my with my video here. It's probably because it's dark outside. We got the fluorescent, well, not fluorescent, but whatever, indoor lighting, you know, kind of thing here. But it's kind of, I think it's weird. My face getting very red due to it. So the guy tosses Jax. Okay, what are we dealing with here? We are going to be dealing with. So, these guys will be rolling for Brawl 3. Jax had 1 advantage, which allowed, really, so, okay, we'll just roll the dice here. 3 green, 2 purple. So the successes and failures are going to cancel each other out, and this guy's going to end up with, oh, no, it's not. He's going to end up with 1 failure. And 1 advantage. All right. Okay, I don't know why I'm keeping track. Well, so he throws Jax. Jax with his advantage, kind of, you know, basically he turns to throw Jax, and Jax kind of, you know, puts his hands up, holds onto the guy, and just kind of tumbles down. and rolls to his feet. Jax is not, the throw didn't work, so Jax is not down. That's the way I'm thinking. And he gets up, ready to go again. Jack's going, I don't know who you are. Sorry, let's try this again. My ability for dialogue is terrible tonight. And he kind of puts his fists up, looks over his shoulder. There's 3 of them now, kind of somewhat surrounding him. He's like, "Look, guys, I don't know who you are, what you want, but you need to get out of here." "Yeah, I don't think so." I don't know where I got the Macho Man kind of idea from. Jax goes, "All right, fine," and he's going to take a swing at he's going to brawl. He's going to join the fray with these guys and start swinging. Jax, once again here, we are dealing with 3 for brawl. We got 2 purple. I'm not going to bother spending a Destiny pool, which actually I'm going to just kind of keep updated here. So we're just going to pop back down here. We should be taking that one, and I want to know what it is at the end. Alright, Jax takes a swing. So we got PC again. Jax takes a swing. Alright, we're going to get 2 hits. 2 successes. Both of the purples came up blank. 2 successes and one advantage. Alright, brawl. How do we deal with brawl damage again? I may just have to really quickly look this up. Sorry. Where do we hit? No, unarmed. There we go. So brawl, unarmed. Damage is going to be 3. He doesn't have what he needs for critical. And he doesn't have anything that he needs for disorient, knockdown, or stun either. 3 damage. Plus the 2, that's going to be 5. Alright, cool. 5 damage. So Jax comes in swinging. The big guy goes, "Yeah, come on!" And he goes to swing at Jax, and Jax ducks under and comes up, and he just pops up and just hammers him right in the nose twice. And you hear the crunch as Jax possibly just breaks his nose. Alright, our wound threshold, we're going to be dropping that, of course. We know it's a wound threshold of 8 wounds. They've taken 5, so that's not enough to drop anybody. But Jax comes up swinging. Guy's nose is all bloody. He goes, steps back. "Oh, you're gonna pay for that." Yeah. You said so the first time. Bring it. All right, NPC turn. Once again, we got 3 and 2. Yeah, these guys are gonna come in. All 3 of them, come at Jax. Now they're minions, so they all kind of work together. They all attack together. They all just kind of roll their dice. We got 3 green and 2 purples. It's gonna be 1 success and a disadvantage. Okay. They all rush Jax. The disadvantage I'm gonna say is it's only 1, so they're just kind of like a little yeek. They see kind of what Jax did quickly by breaking their what Jax is now assuming is their leader, breaking his nose quickly like that with a 1-2 punch in the face. And so they're a little timid coming in, even though they're bigger than Jax. Jax seems pretty wiry at the moment. Not always Jax's strong point, I believe, here. But yeah, so so anyway, Jax is going to get hit. They're not wearing knuckles. Brawl. How do we calculate brawl again here? Brawl. Alright, let's do a quick check here. Okay, unarmed combat is 211. Alright, unarmed combat, here we go. Okay, the character's attack has a base damage of his brawn rating. Yeah, okay. Their brawn rating is 3. Yeah, okay, so that's not really good for Jax, is it? Because they rolled 1 success, Jax is going to take 4 wounds, just like that. Sorry, I haven't calling this damage. We'll just keep doing that. So Jax takes a hit. 4 wounds. Let's call it thugs. We know that's kind of where he is. So he takes the hits. No problem. Okay. These guys come in just swinging. Jack's kind of, he's got 3 of them on him, so he's having a hard time, keeping track. And one of them just kind of, as the big guy with a bloody face, is coming at him, throwing punches. Jax is busy trying to fend them off. And behind him, he just gets cracked in the ribs once hard, and then again, they start beating him from behind. Jax gets, he knows he's gonna have gonna have some bruises from that. Jax will continue his fight. Now we're gonna maybe spend that light side point. On his next brawl roll here, so we're going to roll one of those green dice, those 3 green dice up to a yellow. And Jax rolls. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So Jax is going to end up with 2 successes and 2 disadvantage. Okay, so that's not so good. So, alright, 2 successes is good. Because that'll mean 5 damage to these guys. However, we're going to be dealing with some possibly negative aspects to this as well. Because we're going to grab our little cheat sheet. Forgot with 1 disadvantage we can suffer strain. Or lose benefit of prior maneuver. None of them are really maneuvering. Okay. Because they're... Okay, so here's what happens. Jax, the one who hits him here, Jax turns and just cracks him with his elbow. And just knocks the guy out. As we now have wounds up to 10. Each of them has on average a 6. So he just knocks this guy in the face with his elbow. You hear just crack as he just kind of his head snaps back. He topples over, lying flat down on the ground now. The disadvantage is going to be that these guys are now rallied. They see this happen. They're mad. On their next attack, they're going to take a blue die. So that's what we're going to do here. They are going to take a blue die. And we're going to throw a blue die into the mix with their 3 green and 2 purple. And so we're back to NPCs. The 2 of them still standing. Come at Jack's pretty hard, too, by the looks of it. I need to re-roll it back because it kind of cockeyed. Okay, there we go. What do we got? We got one success and 2 advantage. Brawl. Did I say here we got sorry, 1 success, but 2 advantage. All right, 2 advantage is enough to deal with. So with unarmed, we're just going to come back to our unarmed here. So unarmed, we know that we got a disorient, we got a knockdown, we got a stun setting. These guys are going to use the knockdown, I think. And they're going to knock Jax down. I'm going to, yeah. That, I think, is kind of the way we're going to be going here. Jax is, going to get beaten a little bit. So, because we got 1 success on there, we're once again going to take 4 damage on Jax. Jax is going to get hurt. We're just going to update that. Jax is, now bloodied. They kind of come in and just start beating on him from both sides. One of them cracks Jax right in the face. And that's enough to knock Jax right down on the floor. Knockdown. How does knockdown work? Let me see if there's anything in the... I find it quickly in the index. Knockdown. Quality. 156. Knockdown. Where are we here? Knockdown. Knocked prone. Yeah, so 2 advantage can do it. Yeah, so he's knocked prone. That means as a maneuver, he can spend his maneuver to get up. Because we're going to be coming back around at Jax here. And, alright. Okay. Jax is, okay, on his turn, Jax rolls to his feet. Yeah. And comes at these guys again, swinging. Okay. We got 3 green and 2 purple here. Didn't I spend my light? I did spend my light, so that should be back to a dark side destiny point, but we're not going to worry about that. Rolling. This. 1 success. We do have a success. That's all we have because we got advantage and threat to cancel each other out. Which means for another 4 damage. That's going to knock another dude out. So Jax, hits the ground hard, looks up at these guys, kind of, now they're getting ready to start kicking at him, and he rolls to his feet, and lunges himself forward, and just cracks the first goon right in the face, the one who broke his nose. Crack! And the guy, drops. He kind of stumbles. His head goes to the side. He stumbles back and just falls prone. All right, knocks him out. And the other guy looks at this. Jax is, so there were 3 of them. Now there's 1, and Jax is looking beat up, but so's this guy. Um, he just watched Jax beat up two guys. Basically, there's three of them. They should have been a nothing. He just watched Jax, take a beating and dish out and knock two of his buddies out. I'm thinking at that point there's a good chance he's gonna give up. Does he give up? Does he stop the fight? Does the goon stop the fight, or does he continue? So does he? I'm gonna say it's very likely. He's seen Jax just dish out one hell of a beating. 93. Nope. Apparently he ain't that smart, so he's going to come at Jax again. It's like, what the hell, man? You're dead meat! And he comes at Jax swinging again. Same deal. 3 green dice, 2 purple dice. Oh, that's not going to be good. So that's going to be 2, which is probably going to be enough to cause a lot of trouble for Jax, but it'll be a 1 disadvantage. So they'll what do we got here? So okay, so we got yeah, sorry, that's so 2 successes, 1 disadvantage. No problem. Okay, so Jack's gonna get hurt. Jack's probably gonna end up unconscious here because we got 3 brawn. Yep. With 2, which is for 5 damage. Punches Jax and just wails on Jax until Jack drops to the floor. Jax takes a hit and down he goes. All right, now they weren't looking to kill Jax, so we're gonna kind of end the scene there. This is how we end the scene with a 0 light, 1 dark side point. Alright, Jax ended up in kind of not great control there. So we're going to bump the chaos factor to 7. Wrong one, over here. Chaos factor is now 7. Now the question is, were they there to steal the cargo or just trash it? We'll come back to that question here when Jax wakes up. So what I'm thinking here that the next scene is Jax wakes on the docking bay floor to I'm thinking to Hellman standing over him. That's what I'm thinking we're doing for our next scene. So we're on scene 32 in total here, because I don't reset it when we begin new scenarios. Let's see if that'll play out as expected here. So we're chaos factor is 7 now. Rolling a d10. That's an 8. Nope, it is going to play out. I'm not even worried about the names of scenes anymore. I'm more worried about just making things go. So, Jax wakes up to somebody slapping his face lightly. Yeah, and it's Hellman. He wakes up. Oh, and it kind of hurts. He can feel the bruises starting because Jax's wounds, of course, were enough to knock his ass out. pushed him over. I don't... But he didn't have the advantage for... actually, that probably should have been a critical. But I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. It wasn't it wasn't a murderous kind of fight. All right, so were these guys... So, we'll come back to that question in a sec. So Jax wakes up. Looks up. And there's, you know, the bushy hair and big mustache, you know, and of his client standing over him, and he's kind of slapping Jax in the face. Wake up, Jax! Wake up! What happened? Jax looks around. The place is a mess, for sure. Now, did they steal anything? I'm thinking 50-50. We'll just kind of go with that. We're on a chaos factor of 7. $15. Yeah. 15 is a definite yes. They stole everything of value. Jax looks up and goes, you didn't tell me you had enemies here. I didn't know. Where'd everything go? And Jax, you know, kind of goes into a... You know, starts going, I got jumped. So I don't know what it looks like. And he looks around. All the crates have been torn open. There's stuff scattered all over the place, but, you know, anything of value has really already been taken. Hellman's definitely upset. What did you do? What you're supposed to be watching out for my cargo. Obviously, they were here for you, man. They jumped me. You could have warned me. I didn't know they were here. He's like, I don't want to hear it. He's like, wait, I don't pay for a non-delivery. You pick it up. There's all kinds of stuff still on the floor, Hellman. Give me a break. No, I don't pay for non-delivery. No, they took my crystals. They broke half my magic tricks. What are you doing? What kind of a business are you running here? I mean, I don't want to hear it. I already told you. This is on you. They jumped me. This was supposed to be a legitimate job, not just whatever the hell happened here. Well, I'm not paying you. You know what? I don't care. Get out of my docking bay. Ah! And Hellman throws up his hands and storms out. Okay. Cargo, but Jax indicates it's a legit cargo job, not a smuggling job. He is not muscle to protect. Hellman has refused to pay him, and Jack tells him to get out of the... tell him to... Oops. Hellman leaves in a huff. Alright, Jax kind of looks around at the mess all around him. Another fine bit of trouble I got into here. I should go back to smuggling. Alright. I think that's kind of where we're going to end up. That's pretty much, I think, where the scene will end. In fact, we're just going to call it another fine bit of trouble. There we go. Episode 16. We'll start setting up for our next one here. We don't know what will be going on, but that will bump our chaos factor up to 8 now. seeing as things kind of went well. Is there any more room? No, we'll just gotta leave that. That's fine. We know what happened here. Okay. We need an obligation roll. For next time, an obligation roll. Percentile dice 100. So no obligation roll. Not next time. There we go. Things never go well for Jacks. Alright. Gonna update things. We are approximately an hour. We are an hour. We're gonna hit our XP log. We're going to award Jacks another 4 points for our episode 16, which should bring him up to 6. He is currently hurt, and yeah, not looking good at all. And that's probably going to be it for this time here. So 6 points of XP, not much that we could spend that on. It's not really going to do much help there. With those over, do we have anything? We don't really have anything to update on our threads list. I didn't create a thread for this this delivery that went wrong. We threw our poor smuggler into in media res, into the middle of a fight, more or less, and he nearly came out victorious, but in the end, no. He really needs to hire a crew at some point, and he's not getting paid for whatever this job was that wasn't really part of the active game anyway. Alright, that is going to be it for now, so I'll probably get another session in sometime this week. Take it easy, and may the Force be with you.